It's Tuesday, June 23rd. I'm Mike Rogers, and this is Comic Book Steals and Deals. Today we had the release of Venom 26. This was released over through Frankie's Comics in association with Comic Kingdoms of Canada. Now, Frankie's Comics sold out immediately. They're out of both the trade and the trade Virgin set, but you can still get the trade over at Comic Kingdom of Canada. Now, I also looked online to see what this was selling at for eBay. Currently, you can get the set for $70, the trade for $34.99, and the Virgin variant for $89.99. So, if you are going to go ahead and get the comic book Venom 26 over at Comic Kingdom of Canada, with shipping, you're going to pay about $29.51. So, just be aware that you'll only be able to get the trade. The trade is selling for... Once that $34.99 sells, the only ones available are going to be $45, $55, and $65. So I see this book settling around $60, $65 when this is all said and done. Maybe $70, $75. So you're putting $30 in. Just so you know, you're going to see probably in the long short run of things, you're going to see about a $75. It'll settle at about $60, $65. Again, the set you'll be able to get to $114, and that Virgin variant will sell about $89. Those are not including shipping. Also today, Sleeping Beauty 2 was released. This is a peach-momoko that was released through Slab City Comics in England. I've linked them below. They had the trade Virgin set for $29.95. Now that sounds like a great deal, but it's in pounds, so if you do the conversion, it actually comes out to $37.50. And then you're going to take, for shipping from England, you're going to pay about $5 or $6. Now, just so you know, the number one, the peach-momoko Virgin variant number one of Sleeping Beauty, has been available. It's actually available right now over at Hive Comics for, I think, $14.95. That's linked below. But that comic is settled on, it's been on eBay for a while, and it's settled at about $40, $45. That's how much you can get that on that website. So don't expect number 2 to do any better than that. I would expect number 2, and unless this series totally blows up, I would expect number 2 to be at about that $35, $40 range for the Virgin variant. The trade will probably sell for about $15, and then there's another one. So if you go to Jetpack Comics, that's going to be linked as well. They have a peach-momoko Sleeping Beauty trade. This doesn't have a Virgin variant to it. Basically what it is a black cover with peach-momoko art in the middle that resembles the book that this comic was written on. If you look at the cover of the book, you'll see the resemblance between the cover of the book and the cover of the comic. That book is available at Jetpack Comics for $19.95. You can actually get... Jetpack is doing an exclusive on Sleeping Beauty number 1. They have about 6 covers with an Ashcan you can get for about $35. That'll be linked below. Pretty good deal on that. So, the Venom 26 came out, and the Virgin variant of that is going to be really hard to get, and it's going to probably settle about $89, $90 online. Sleeping Beauty number 2 is at about $29.95 for the Virgin set. I don't see that really going much of anywhere. I mean, when all is said and done, you're paying $37.50 plus shipping, so you're about $45 for the set. I'm telling you that Virgin is going to be at about $40, and that trade is going to be worth about $15. So you might want to wait on that unless you're crazy about peach-momoko. Go and grab that. Over at Golden Apple today, they have Horizon Zero Dawn number 2 peach-momoko. I think it's number 2. Peach-momoko, $3.99. Just so you know, No Horizon 1, the first peach-momoko that she did, sold for $3.99, is still selling for $3.99. Just so you're aware, nothing really has happened with that series. But I did notice with Crow, and you can get over at Golden Apple, there's at least one Crow you can get. What I noticed there was that Peach-momoko did 3 covers for Crow, 1, 2, and 3, and those comics didn't really move that much. And then they did a second printing of number 1 that Peach-momoko did, and that comic sells between $49 and $75 on the secondary market. If it was available through a retailer, I totally missed it. And the reason is the cover is exactly the same. The only thing they did between the first and the second printing is in the first printing the logo is black IDW, and the second printing the logo is red IDW up in the corner. That's the only difference. But that second printing now is selling between $49 and $75 online on eBay. I can't find that anywhere else except for eBay. Golden Apple still has Thor available, Ronin available, and Batman Adventures available, all from Peach-momoko. Now, the one thing I'm noticing is that the one thing I first noticed it with was Batman Adventures Continues. They just put in front of that, it's a 6-part series. So that series is only going 6 books. So it's not going to be in a continuing story. They've only set it up for a 6-part limited series. Now, if that's really successful, maybe that'll launch into a line. But what I'm noticing is a lot of these Peach-momoko books that are being done, if they're big publishers, if they're Marvel, I mean, the Thor, the Ronin, the Batman Adventures, the Dark Knight Death Metals, I'm seeing those larger publishers and those larger names are going to be limited titles. So what I'm saying is that 10 years from now, when we look back at where Peach-momoko's work is as far as, keys and, there's, that's the first appearance of so-and-so, but there's a key, but there's a Peach-momoko of that. With these limited series, sometimes these limited series don't affect the universe at all, and just exist in that little mini series, and then we go on and that's it. So just be aware of that. Be aware that some of these series are with the I already talked about like the other ones like Red Mother, Sleeping Beauty. We know those have limited lifespans. You might even be able to get some of those entire series already, not from Peach-momoko, but you might be able to read that entire series already. What I'm saying is that it looks to me that all of these covers are on limited series. So, and I'm going to expand on that because there are a few that I'm looking at that may not be that case. One is Spider-Woman. But I don't know, man. That series, maybe it goes 50 titles, maybe it goes 25, maybe it goes 30. It depends on how well that sells and how well that character does. That's one that we may look back and go like, oh my gosh, Peach-momoko did a #1 for this series and it's on 150 now. Those are the things that you just kind of want to think about, like in the future, what are these books going to look like? I think they're unique enough and making such an impact on the industry as a whole that they are going to still have importance and significance years down the road. One of the reasons I'm collecting them. Just so you know. Then one other thing is the Dark Knight's Death Metal Speed Metal that was available for like $5. I bought 2 of them when they first came out. And almost bought 2 more. If you watch my show, I actually told you that I was like, I got 2 of these. I might get 2 more, but I'm not really into buying crazy multiples. That comic, DC Comics put that out for general release. That's why there wasn't a lot of hubbub about it. Well, yesterday they came out and said, oh no, sorry, that's a 1 in 25 incentive variant. Oh, okay. Everybody pulled that comic book off their shelves and marked it up to $75. So that comic book, if you bought it for $5, you just made $70. It's like a recall on a car. It's insane. Hope you did. Hope you bought it. Just telling you. Over at Sanctum Sanctorum, they have Horizon Dawn #3 for $3.59. You can save yourself like 30 cents over there. Sanctum Sanctorum is the only place that has Wynd #2, $37.99. This is, again, a Peach-momoko cover. Just came out. Wynd is a series done by James Tynion that is really gaining a lot of momentum. So it's a $37.99. Again, this is a 1 in 25 variant. We see the cover on this. There's a pre-order for one that we don't see the cover for. This is Wynd #3 the Peach-momoko did a cover for. Again, $37.99, 1 in 25 variant. Check them out. That's expensive. $37.99. Like, I like getting these books for as cheap as possible. Of course, I like getting everything for as cheap as possible. But $37.99 right out the gate, that stops me in my tracks. Unless it's going to be the next Spider-Gwen number 8, which is now a $500 book. But, that is one out of 20 books, one out of 30 books. That's happening. Over at Hive Comics, again, Hive Comics, they have Sleeping Beauty number 1. They have this one came out a while ago. This is that one that we all know. This is the one how we all learned about the series. $14.99. It's only a virgin variant. Go over and grab that. At Jetpacks Comics, it's the only place you can get that right now. And online, that sells online. On eBay, that sells for $40. Jetpack Comics, they have the Sleeping Beauty, the trade that I was talking about. $19. I'll link them below. They're on eBay as well, but Jetpack is a weird company. Check them out. If you've heard any rumors about them, tell me, just because they're a weird one. They were big, totally disappeared like they did something wrong, and now they're back. So I'm just strange how they totally went away and now are totally back again. And then Slab City again has Sleeping Beauty 2. Didn't tell anybody about this. It's going to be available in that set for, I'm going to say, a while. This will probably be one of those comic books that just doesn't sell out of peach-momokos, because I do this every day and I had no idea that was coming out. I didn't see artwork on peach-momoko's website. I didn't see Slab City yesterday when I went to there. I think I reported on Slab City yesterday. They didn't have a marker saying this was coming. This just, boom, it's out there. There you go, have it. And you can only get it there that I know of, and you have to pay the shipping, which sucks. Frankie has Frankie's revealed the cover for a Dark Knight death metal. I don't know what this is. It just says Dark Knight death metal. I don't know if it's speed metal. I don't know if it's Dark Knight death metal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have no idea what it is. It just says Dark Knight death metal, and it's another peach-momoko. And it has a character on it I've never seen before who looks really cool. It's a woman with black hair, and she may just be a very cool representation of somebody that we know, but it's a very hot cover. Also, Frankie's revealed that they're going to be doing a Darth Maul cover. This thing, I love the Yoda. The Rey, I love, and that one took off. The Yoda is not performing as well as I thought it would, but it's still a $100 book. You could have bought it for $20. This Darth Maul is sick. This Darth Maul is really nice. And there was conversations before about the Darth Maul and the Yoda and the Rey, and there was, between Frankie's and peach-momoko, they've been deciding what covers to do. So they've been like, what covers can we do? Well, it's not really up to them. It's up to Disney. And Disney decides what covers they're allowed to do. So peach-momoko does sketches. I think first they ask them what's the approved list, and then they do sketches, and then they go from there. But I'm going to throw out a list of names here. And you might want to write these down, because these are the names of the new Star Wars universe. Now, this all, it's easy as pie. If you were 12 years old, literally 12 years old, this is like a chorus. What are you talking about? This is the Star Wars universe now. There are a few characters that peach-momoko is not allowed to do, including Ahsoka. Okay? She's not allowed to do Ahsoka. Disney wants Ahsoka. She's not allowed to do Boba Fett. She's not allowed to do The Mandalorian. She's not allowed to do baby-yoda. Okay? So these are the characters that she's not allowed to do, because they have plans for these characters, and they want to control the images around these characters. That's why I'm buying up everything Ahsoka I can. T-shirts, lunch boxes, hats, Ahsoka on board, little wavy things in the back of my car there. Anything that is attached to her, she's kind of like that golden gem that's going to be the golden gem of the Star Wars universe, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to give you a list of characters, and these are the characters that you should be looking out for, because these are the characters that are the new Star Wars universe. And it's going to make a lot more sense, because there's some missing names on this list, and these people are already dead. Okay? So Ahsoka Tano, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Captain Rex, Alea Sakura, Shaka T or Shaka Tai, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Padme Admala, and you don't have to write these down actually, just listen. Kanan Jarrus, Asajj, I just didn't do a really good job writing that down. Ventress, I think it is, Ventress, Ezra Bridger, Sheev Palpatine, which I think is Emperor Palpatine. I think his first name is just Sheev. Mage Windu, who is Morgan Freeman. Not Morgan Freeman. That's bad. Samuel L. Jackson. Rey, General Grievous, Yoda, Sabine Wren, Count Dooku, Barriss Offee, Boba Fett, Princess Leia, Pio Koon, who I have no idea who that is, Piokoon, Luminara Induli, Qui-Gon Jinn, Luke Skywalker, and then not on this list, one I threw on this list, and there's going to be additions to this list, is Thrawn. Now, if these names all sound familiar to you, it's because it's the cast of the Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Rebels Clone Wars, or Star Wars Clone Wars Rebels, but it's the Rebels series. These are the characters that Disney already kind of owned. Disney had something to do with the Clone Wars cartoon prior to everything Star Wars that's going on now. And they've been kind of creating that Star Wars universe through the Clone Wars and through the Rebels in those cartoons. Now, if I'm getting any of this wrong, please correct me in the comments below. But they have already designed the entire next stages of the Star Wars universe. And these are the people involved. These are the reasons that Peach isn't allowed to do certain... I don't like calling her Peach. I don't think that's her real name. This is the reason why Peach-momoko isn't allowed to do those titles. Names missing off this list are Han Solo. What's weird is Kylo Ren is not on this list. There are names missing from this list of people who are already dead. Luke Skywalker obviously plays a part in this series because either these people were already dead or they weren't in the story when Rebels was going on or Clone Wars was going on. This is sort of in the past. This is kind of like when Darth Vader just became Darth Vader. Correct me if I'm wrong. But these are the people that I am now concentrating on in the Star Wars universe. I'm no longer concentrating on the characters from the 70s. You got to kind of scrap that. This is the new batch. This is the whole thing. This is where the movies are going to go. This is where everything's going to go. Just take the names from Star Wars Rebels, and you've got a great start. Now, start looking at the toys. If you're a child of the 70s like I am, and you want to relive those action figures, and you don't want to spend, because they're getting expensive, the Clone Wars action figures they're like going back in time, and there's all these new characters. You're like, it's insane. It's like being a kid again and going to the toy store because they look the same, but they're totally different in a universe you know. We're all missing the boat here, and it's because I've tried to watch Clone Wars. I've tried to watch the Rebels a lot. And I just go in there with a pen and paper and just take down information because it doesn't really compute with me the way they're telling me the story. I'm not retaining any of it. So I'm just taking down names and stuff and okay, he's this and that's that. Okay, I'm getting the architecture here. But that's going to be a real important part of what's going on right now with Star Wars, and then just how that kind of melded in with Peach-momoko. There was so much stuff happening today at once that everything got really convoluted. Last night, I had a whole show that I was like, I'm just going to get this show done now. I'll be able to go in the morning and just do it. Couldn't do it. So that's pretty much what I have for you right now. I'm going to try to get something else together. I'll probably just wait till tomorrow. I don't want to leave without talking about Mighty Thorpe Comics. Guys, code CBSD, Comic Book Steals and Deals 10, CBSD 10% off every order at Comic Book Steals and Deals. We just took at Mighty Thorpe Comics. We just hooked that up yesterday. Really psyched about that. Not only will they ship your comic books for $14, and if they can fit it in a smaller box, they're going to fit them in the smaller box without crushing your books, and they're going to refund you the money. Right now, they are selling current comic books for $1 and $2.50. And if you use Comic Book Steals and Deals, you're getting another 10% off of that. So your local comic book store might not be able to deal with that savings, even with the shipping. Check it out. I don't know. Buy a bunch of comics. Make it worth your while. Mighty Thorpe Comics, they'll be linked below as well. One thing I did want to show you. This came in, okay? Now, and this will become a thing when Boba Fett really heats up. If he does, maybe we'll just go right to The Mandalorian and we'll just look at Boba Fett and people will be like, oh yeah, that was Boba Fett. Oh, okay, we want more of this, but that guy's old. Can we kill him? Because that's what we do now. But if you want to talk about this comic book here, okay, as the first appearance of Boba Fett in comic books. Now, price-wise, that's not the reality. Price-wise is you need you need the Star Wars comic book with the first appearance of Boba Fett in it. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's clear as day. Boba Fett's on the cover, a lot of white and orange on the cover, great looking, hard to find, very expensive. People are making reproductions of this comic book. If you're paying $15 for this comic book, it's a reproduction. People are actually making digital reproductions of this comic, okay? Just so you know. This, I think I have 2 of these now, okay? There's this pristine little Star Wars The Empire Strikes comic book. Now, the only difference between this and what I'm going to show you, and it's when you're buying them online, you can't tell, is up in the corner here, okay? You see that? And just how beautiful this thing's gorgeous. No square binding, just the stapled binding. And up in the corner here, it just says 2002077 $2, number 16 of Marvel, a Marvel Super Special magazine. Okay, so we got that. Okay, very pristine, very nice. Lots of nice copies out there. I don't think that's what we're looking for. I think we're looking for this. This is about twice the size of this. Okay, and is a square bound book that this thing's in rough shape. And it's huge. These books are gigantic and are impossible to keep in good shape. This thing is from You need like a mask when you open this thing. It's rough. It's gonna be 80 something. 1980. So, and this in the corner, it says The Empire Strikes Back, the complete issues, and you can see that the price thing is completely different. Look at the corners there, completely different. So this is nice and really pretty, and if you didn't know the difference, you probably would pay whatever they're going for right now. I paid nothing for these because I'm looking in magazines and not comic books. I'm going to look for a better copy of this because this thing is really rough, as you can tell from the binding. And here, it's just rough. It's rough and it stinks. Like, really, when I opened it, I was looking through it and I started coughing. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Where was this thing? I'm not disparaging the people who sent it to me. I am extremely happy to have this. And I know it came from like a loving place. This thing has been everything but colored in. Oh, there's a little color. They did a little color on that opening page there. There's also these 2 pages. I don't know if these are in the other book. And they're also just huge. I mean, this is like framing size. I don't know if these 2 panels are in the other book, and they're really nice. Let me move Boba and the most amazing Spawn action figure ever created. Hi. So I don't know if these two panels are in the other book, but if they are, they're smaller. And these are huge. So I'd really like to get a nice copy of this thing. It's like a poster book, basically. This is poster book size, I think. But yeah, just so you know, there's two, and if I were gonna put my money on it, I'd say that big giant one that's impossible to keep in good condition is going to be worth more. If you're collecting the magazine, because if you look at the prices are agreed upon that the comic book is the real deal. Very weird show today. Too many things popping up out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, I forgot about two. So I'm also going to link two sites on eBay, okay? This came out of nowhere. I can't believe I forgot about this. I should almost just re-record the whole thing, but I'm not going to. There are two more that are only on eBay. And they are... So I don't even need this. I will link them below. There are two on eBay that we are not... I don't think we're going to get an opportunity to see them in retail. One is called... And these are brand new. These just came up as of last night. Like out of nowhere. One is called Franklin and the Ghost #1. Peach-momoko did a metal cover for this. She did a virgin variant for this. I haven't seen a trade for this. There's a metal and a virgin variant. They're selling for like $400 and some odd dollars and $200. I think the lowest one was like $159. And the deal with this comic is that this has already been optioned. It's already been optioned to be made into a animated show, and not only that, but Billy Bob Thornton is going to be one of the voices on this show. When was the last time Billy Bob Thornton did anything? People are banking on this to be huge. So I'm thinking this is the reason why we didn't get an opportunity to get these in the retail market, and they went directly to eBay and are very expensive, very expensive. And that bummed me out, and then I kept doing my research, and boom, another one. Same author. I'm gonna link his information below, because what's happening is, one thing I'm concerned about is that these books. Let me tell you about the second one. The second one is called Warcorns, and you might have already heard about this. This is unicorns with guns. This is war unicorns. Peach-momoko did a cover for this. This is a... I know there's a virgin variant out there. I don't know if there's a... I think there's just a virgin variant out there. One is on... I'll link the auctions and all the listings so that you have it available. There's not too many. There's only like 2 or 3 sellers who are selling these. And make a note of these sellers, because these are the people who tend to have these comics first on eBay before they go to retail. They're marked up, of course. But sometimes you only get the opportunity to get them from these people, and then that's it. And I'm concerned that these two books are going to be that way. The second book is called Warcorns. So like unicorns, Warcorns. Peach-momoko did a cover for this. It's by the same author who wrote the first one, Franklin and the Ghost. This one, it says in the listing on eBay that this has been optioned as well. I don't know that to be true. I have heard a lot of buzz about this story just because it's unicorns with guns. That is not the most dramatic cover I've ever seen by Peach-momoko, I gotta tell you that. But it is available online. I'm gonna link those as well. That, I think, is it. It's all happening so fast. That's why this show is so late today. Definitely follow me on Instagram. All this information was on Instagram prior to any of these books being available today. I just knew I wasn't going to be able to get this show done in time, so all that information is coming out of Instagram, giving you a heads up. Hey, 30 minutes, this is going to be there. Go over and grab it now. I know everybody can't be on Instagram and online at all times, but watching a video for a half an hour and getting this info is not the quickest way either. So everything will be linked below as always. Again, thank you so much, Mighty Thorpe Comics. Please send business their way. Let's show them that we got a pretty good community growing here, and hopefully I've got to have something else for you today. Too much stuff is popping up, but if I don't, I'll be talking tomorrow. Have a great day.